Hey everyone, welcome back to No Shit Show. Today we are going to be talking about relationships, the good, the bad, the ugly, the fugly, all of the in between. So I think this is a topic hopefully everyone can relate to. I know all of us can relate to it here. But yeah, I just wanted to chit chat with you girls today about your relationships. And I guess we'll start off by, what do you think a healthy relationship looks like?
I'm sure it's beautiful. I don't know. I've never been there.
Oh my God, I can't. Oh, damn.
I think I have an idea, but I think there are people in this room who can say what a healthy relationship looks like. I don't have anything nice to say.
What do you wish it would be like?
What do I wish it would be like? I think I wish it was like easy, even though we know relationships are not easy. I wished it was genuine. I wished it was honest. I wished it was respectful. I wish it was a commitment to the other person as much as it is for me. And I wish it was full of loyalty and love.
It's funny how you put that last.
It's a big utopia.
Because I don't believe that it only takes love to make a relationship work. I feel like it takes a lot more than just love.
Yeah, also because love after
you can love anyone. You can love your friend. You can love someone from far. You can, it's a relationship is not only love. I feel like it's respect, it's commitment, it's loyalty, it's the values that you have within you. And if you meet that person that has the same values or better, that person can teach you stuff that you don't know. I think this is what a healthy relationship, communication,
sharing,
compromising.
Oh, good one.
a lot.
A lot.
Compromising
Good man.
both sides, not
Yeah.
just one person
Yeah.
compromising and the other person is just taking. You also need to give to receive. And I think that would be my perfect idea of a relationship.
Wow. I can't go after that.
I know.
We're talking
I feel like
about
you said-
a relationship with a man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
or a
in the-
woman, if
or a
you're
woman,
if
if
you're
you're
a
romantic
you know,
relationship,
a basic
whether you're-
relationship.
Yeah. These are the bare minimum. I
Yeah.
feel like I pointed out bare minimum.
Yeah. How funny how we settled for so much less before and called it a good relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you learn.
You learn.
Well, I think that's the thing about relationships too. Like, I think very rarely is the first one perfect, and it's something that you try it out with someone, doesn't work out, you learn, you move on, and then each one builds up, and you realize like what you want in a person, what you don't, what you're willing to compromise on, what you're not. And yeah, I think it's hard. I wouldn't say hard. I think it's rare to find like that perfect match. But
No
when you
one's
find
perfect.
it, yeah.
I think it doesn't exist.
Nobody's perfect.
Because at the beginning you look at someone, you say, okay, you fall in love. Let's say you fall in love. Okay, you feel this thing inside you, and you say, okay, can be not the perfect, can be the person. Okay, so you decide to
Give it a try, give it a shot.
dating, yeah, and then things are good, everything is nice. But the thing is that it's never ended. I mean, it's a relationship. I think that you can't define a relationship because at the beginning it's something, and then change in something else, and then coincidence, kids, marriage. Because in the end, you have to. I think every one of us need to be able to grow into the relationship. So for sure, you need to have good base. That means same values, like you said before. I think this is the most important things. And then you need also to be able to have to grow in the relationship, because we change, the person change, circumstances change. So it's like it's never ending. You have to deal always with something new. I mean, this is my experience. It's not that okay, I met this person, I got married. Oh wow,
That's it.
it's done.
That's it. But
That's a
yeah.
wrap.
It's not
It's
done.
not a wrap.
It's done.
I
It's
think
not
a lot
done
of
This is
at
where
all.
the hard work starts, actually.
Yeah.
I saw
Yes and no,
someone that
but,
said, I read somewhere that they say that most relationship die because we stop getting curious about our
yeah,
partner.
you give everything for granted, and it's
exactly.
the beginning of the end.
And you
no?
know that you met that person, that version of him or her, when you decided to get married. Then, as you said, you get married and you stop putting the effort or getting curious about
Yeah.
them. They change, they evolve, because this is what we're meant to do,
yeah.
changing, evolve. And then after 2-3 years, they found out that, man, they are not connected anymore and they've got nothing in common. Just simply, they just let this gap come between them. And this is where the real danger lies. I think when you live with someone and you take them for granted and you stop asking them every day, like, oh, well, back then I knew him, he loves pizza, his favorite color was blue, and he hates when I'm late. Well, and this is the the vision you get stuck with your man. You think you know him, when you're not acknowledging that people change, people grow up, people don't stay
people
the
grow
same.
up, and you never stop knowing the person you are with.
Oh, this is true.
Also, because I mean, I can't say I am the same person I was 10 years ago.
Definitely not.
No.
Neither.
Yeah.
So I think it's both sides. And like you said, we have to be curious
About the other.
the other person. So that's why I think that sharing and communication is the most
Yep.
important.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
I had a moment
the
in my
foundation.
previous relationship where I asked, why don't you put effort anymore? Why are you not trying? Why, And the answer was, why should I fish the fish if I already got it?
Ooh, this is spicy comment.
Always the
Yeah.
fish.
Bravo.
I am the fish.
You're the fish.
I am the fish.
Sorry, girl, but this is like...
So I feel like people think that once you get into the relationship and it's confirmed, then it's like, you both agree to go through life. I wouldn't say they withdraw their attention, but they no longer try because they feel so secured and they feel like... So I think it also depends on the person. Now, if you are with the wrong person, this is the type of shit you're going to hear. I think this is where people get lost. They think, okay, now I'm married. Fuck it.
Yeah, but this is what most married couple come as. And now we're married. Duh.
All over the sudden, even...
but then you also have life. So you got married, everything is perfect. It's just you and him. You do whatever you want. And then kids came.
But this is the thing. This is what the wrong person will not understand. That just because you are married, you put a ring on their finger, I got the girl or I got the man, and I'm no longer putting effort. Now I'm going to give him a kid or I'm going to get her pregnant just to keep her.
Ooh.
I think people a lot of times too
is a
get
whole
married.
mentality.
It's a different. This is what
a
I'm
whole
saying.
new situation.
Mentality.
This is a whole new perspective.
But it happens.
But people get married to try to
happens.
put the Band-Aid on the relationship that's already broken, where they're like, oh, I'm going to get married because then it'll fix it. We'll be committed. And
This is one reason, but there are other reasons of why people get married.
No, I'm not saying that's the only reason.
Okay.
I'm just
Thank
saying,
God.
I think a lot of times when you find yourself in a situation...
This is the last.
They're like,
the last remedy to fix
yeah.
stuff when you're in a bad,
And people also get married because they feel like they are running out of time and they need to get married to someone, not to, end up being alone, or they need to, I don't know what, prove something to someone.
What would be your right reason to get married?
What would be my right reason to get married? I think the want of spending and actually willing to grow old with that person.
But you don't need to be married.
You don't need to be married. But I don't think
marriage is religiously speaking, it's how can I say in English?
commitment.
No,
No,
it's
Ceremony?
it's-
Like a
no, it's like the first communion. Yeah,
It's
Sacrament.
yeah.
no,
It's a
yeah.
sacrament. So if you believe in this sacrament,
You get married.
You get married.
No,
At
I
the
think it's
church
just like
and
the
everything.
idea of
Yeah.
The idea of marriage, then you're safe.
What why
No,
would
I don't
what do you
know.
think about marriage?
Hmm?
What do you think about marriage?
Marriage is the coronation
Of the relationship.
Of the relationship. Okay, you want to say, or you want to celebrate, like, let's say, celebrate your relationship. You want to stay with this man. Why don't to be married?
Mm-hmm.
In the end, the marriage should be forever, no? So it means that you want to stay with this man forever.
So for you, this
But
could be
then-
the ultimate proof of love. If the man asks you to
Yeah.
get married.
Yeah,
Okay.
Or it's
something
marriage for
something like
Hold on, I'm going to go there.
something
wanna
like
hear this.
I found this person is the person of my life. Why don't we can get married? Okay. But in the
in the end, shit happens, yeah?
in the end, shit happens, and
Then you get divorced.
yeah, but a divorce, it's an easy way to. I mean, because nowadays divorce is so simple. Everyone,
It is.
when they are frustrated, when they are not happy in the marriage, okay, let's go and divorce
And get a divorce.
Okay?
So you feel like people don't fight.
Don't fight.
Like
They don't fight
they should
because
fight.
it became so easy. We go, we sign, and it's finished. And I think that if you got married, you don't have to let it go so easy. So you have to fight for your marriage. Communication, try to fix the things that didn't work, understand why, and everything. Then in the end,
When there's
you
no more.
You can't fight alone. You can't fix something that
alone.
cannot be fixed. I agree. But at least you
tried.
tried, you know? Anyway, all of this to say that you don't need marriage if you love someone, or if you
No, you don't.
No.
You don't need marriage. But I think it's just a
because in the end it's just a
just an-
contract. In the end, it's just a contract.
yes, but it's
Nowadays-
also
nowadays it's a
an
contract.
idea. I mean, I never had a beautiful wedding. Would love to have it? Yes, of course. I would like to live the moment.
Me too.
You know?
Yeah, because we grow with
I would
this
love someone to- I
fairy
would-
tale of the prince and the princess.
No, it's not the prince and the
But yes,
princess,
come
but
on,
yeah.
come on.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I idealize it. I
No,
go ahead.
the white horse.
no, not at all. What it would make me feel like, I would love someone to propose to me, would make me feel like I am the chosen woman that this man chose out of all these women, and he is proposing to
But he
me.
can
He is
choose you
marrying
every
me.
day.
I know, but it's just an
And it's
idea.
maybe better not to be married.
I think I go
Because you
with
can
her.
go, you can go easily. When you are married, you are like a.
What? Oh my god! This is getting.
No.
I love this because we have two opposite of the exact two opposite
Yes.
of what people think about
When a man
marriage.
marries you,
Listen.
he's okay.
Listen
So-
to Grace.
He put his feet on the table. Now I got her.
No, but
And
I
don't do
No.
any effort
No.
anymore.
No, it's not every
Most
man.
of the time it's like this.
It's not every man. And I think my idea of marriage, wedding, let's just think of the wedding.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it a great feeling? Like I'm assuming it's a great feeling to, okay, maybe it's just a show that you want to live that day, that you want to live the day of proposal, that man proposing to you, and he chose you, and you feel wanted, you feel appreciated, you feel admired, and he wants to, make you his wife. And now when the wedding comes, I'm guessing it must feel good
Must.
at that moment.
Okay, Ashley.
I love
Ashley.
my wedding. Yeah.
Okay, Ashley
Sorry.
got married. Is married. What
Yes.
is
Happy marriage.
what is marriage for you? What do you think your relationship would have been any different without that ring on your finger and just dating Jason? Like, did the marriage affect anything, or on the contrary, made it
No.
better?
I feel like I don't think the marriage necessarily made it
Better.
better. Like, we have a very strong relationship and a strong foundation. Like, we were together 4 years before we got married. We lived together before we got married. So like, when we, like, everyone's like, oh, do you feel different after you get married? I'm like, not really, because I was living a married life without the paper, basically, and the ring, you know? Like, to me, I think a lot of people get lost in the like, I want to get engaged, I want to get married, I want to have the wedding and da 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 da.
With
But it's like,
anyone.
that's one day, maybe 2 if you're counting the engagement day.
Exactly, yeah.
Marriage is like you're in it for the
Long
long haul.
term,
You're
yeah,
saying,
long run.
okay, I want to spend my life with this person, and like, we are in it together, kind of thing. If like I'm saying, in a healthy mindset of things, I think that's the end goal, right? Is to spend your life with that person.
But this is where Valentina gets in, where she says like,
No,
but
fuck it.
even
It's a
though
shit
you're
show.
not married, you can still be living with that person and going on the long
Yeah,
run
and I
with
think
him.
that's-
I get her.
yeah.
I understand her, because at some point
It's a status symbol, the marriage.
it is a symbol, and it's just the fact that you get to call someone a husband and a wife.
Yeah, you're
So
a
you're not
nice
dreaming
girl. You need
about,
to find
let's
your
say-
prince. You need to get married. You need to. That is okay. It's okay, but
You don't dream of, you don't this is not your dream anymore. Like, you wouldn't like a man to just go on one knee, I know, very cliche, and to give you a ring.
I
and
am married. I have nothing against this, but what I want to say is you don't need to be married.
No, we don't
to
need,
have
but we
to have
want.
a good relationship. To
No.
have
I have to laugh at my own stupidities.
Yeah.
I get you.
and
I see
it's
where you. I know where you're
also
coming
a
from.
security.
Here we go, the big S word,
voilà.
security.
Because
not really
I
a
know a lot of
security.
couples, they are not married, but this is not because of us, it's not because of you, it's because of society. Because if you are not married, they don't recognize you anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, here in Italy you have the copia di fatto when you are in the same house.
What is this in
or whatever.
Mauritius?
I don't know in
No, communauté des biens.
Community, yes.
no.
No.
We have
Couple of,
common law.
Common law
in
and
the
States.
States, I think is what it's called.
So it's like for loan purposes, building a house, buying
No,
a car.
it's
and
like
shit
if
like that.
if my husband died
It's for you.
tomorrow, everything that he has can be for me or not. I mean, I'm in a safety
Safety net.
zone net. If I'm not,
If you're not, you don't have anything.
I don't
Nothing.
have anything. So it's sad, but it's like this. If the society would have been more open-minded, then maybe people would be more free to live
Unless-
their relationship, not feel obliged to get married, because in most of
I'm not obliged. Feel safer.
yeah.
But then
if they are
again,
married.
you don't
because
have to
I
get
know a lot of
married.
couples, they are not married, but at one point they arrived at this.
Yes,
We need to
Settle things,
to settle,
legally.
to get married, because in case something happened, ta-ta-ta.
Well, then again,
It's like
if
this.
you're in this situation and you're with that man and you're not married, he can still go to a notary
I was
and
just
make
gonna say that.
a paper
Yeah,
and
he's
leaving for you.
legal rights that he's, there's no need for this marriage paper.
That's where I was going.
So this is one thing. You're not married, but he goes
still
to
leaves
his
you everything
notary, his
behind.
lawyer, there's legal papers. But for me, it's not this.
How many people did it?
No, nobody does it. Yeah.
So
But then it also
yeah.
there depends with whom you are. I think if you are in this situation where that man is willing to actually seriously get down on one knee and give you a ring, if he doesn't go that road, the other road that he can actually indirectly think at the back of his mind is thinking about what would happen to you and the kids if you guys get if he dies tomorrow. I mean, I
Yeah.
think a responsible man and a man that really loves you would want your safety first. And if whether it's via a ring or via legal means with his lawyer or whatever, that he would fix the situation. I'm only saying that for me, marriage, yes, it means security, of course, and it's this old image of princess fairy tale. I'm a wedding planner, so yeah, I love this. But also, I go straight with you with at some point how many people we know were not married, and then the husband just leave house, kid, anything, everything, and the poor woman doesn't have even nothing. I mean, not even the house, not even a bill under her name to justify that I've been living here. This is my house also. They are completely in the open sea.
But why?
And
Once again, because they trust
the husband
the
blindly.
husband, the marriage, and not themselves. Because if you build something, marriage, you can build everything, but don't forget your independence. You know,
I agree also that you still have to have your job, your revenue,
because you
your
never
money,
know in life.
what can
I
happen.
think that's a
day-
big thing in relationships.
One day you can be the perfect person for someone, loved and everything, living in a castle and having everything.
And the next day,
And the next
everything
day
is
you
shit.
can lose everything.
You don't have anything. Yeah, I agree.
So
But I think
That's
that's
why-
an important thing in a relationship is to have some type of balance. And I think that gets lost a lot, especially in the like men women relationship dynamic where the men are the providers and it puts potentially the woman in a situation where the man's building his life and bringing the woman along with him. But then if he decides he doesn't want anything to do with her or she doesn't want anything to do with him, blah, 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 whatever, then the woman is in a situation where she's kind of screwed because she's put all of her eggs in this basket. I think it's important in a relationship to have balance and to be independent on your own as well.
But sometimes you don't have time for that. When kids come along, you know, whatever you want to
That's
be
the things.
independent or no, someone has to take care of those babies that you both wanted. But how many
Yeah.
times is it the man that dropped his career to stay at home and take care, and while you continue building and having your money for you and, you know, keep that safety, independence? It's not always easy. And most of the time they have the talk where they both agree, don't worry, darling, you stay home, I'll take care of everything, and blah, 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 you take care. So you are a graduated woman with capacities and a full diploma in your drawer, staying home for the family, because at some point there is a balance to respect. Whether we like it or no, women can be independent, it's their choice. They can have children, it's their choice. Being an independent woman with children is also their choice. But it takes so much on their mental health to be everything, like working, kids, wife. I mean, it's a lot. And yet society, unfortunately,
it's
where we
chauvinist.
are today,
It's chauvinist.
yeah.
That's the thing.
And you are in a situation where you can no more stay at your place peacefully, thinking that being a housewife is safe. You know, we always have at the back of our head this mechanism going on. And what if tomorrow he leaves, or it's divorce, or I decide to leave, I don't even have my job anymore, I don't have money, he's got everything, he's bringing everything, and yet you're sacrificing your life to raise the kids of both of you. I mean, something is wrong here. And sometimes
The
you're
thing is
trapped.
that we evolve. Woman is not like woman like it was ages ago.
It's not.
So ages ago, I can agree with you. So the man who provided the family, so hunting and everything, so bringing money to at home, and the wife was at home cooking,
But
raising
don't you think
kids,
that
and
there was
everything.
some kind of balance?
the thing is that nowadays, with the marriage and everything, society stay like this, but women are not like before.
Women are
But
more independent.
More
nowadays.
independent,
Women
but
are
the
more
men
independent.
still have, sorry to say, the power, like we said before.
Also,
So you can be the best wife ever, but if your man decide to leave you and everything, what can you do? And you did everything, huh?
blank. No, I'm just thinking that we want something. We have something that we wanted. The movement of feminism and this movement of independent women, women that works, women that bring money, women that do all these things. That is great. That is cool. We fight for this. We're not more like we didn't have a word.
fight?
We didn't have.
We obtained this,
We
and
obtained
now
this,
we are
and
in more shit.
We are in more
because
shit. I
we
do
have to
agree
deal
with
with the
this.
family. So wife,
We have to be
being the
everything
best
to
wife,
everyone.
cooking, raising kids, everything. At the same time, you go to work, you are not at home and everything. But when you come back home, you still have to do the job.
Yeah, you
No
do.
one is doing for you.
But
Because man, I'm not talking about every man, so yeah. But most of them, it's like this.
It is tough.
But it seems like for the most part in society, like men's responsibility is the same as it's always been, and women now have more responsibility, jobs, careers, and taking care of the kids
Yeah.
and keeping the house. Not all relationships, but a lot of them are like that. And I think
That's why we need to choose our partners wisely.
yes, that's what I was just about to say.
Wisely.
Very wisely.
you-
and yeah, go.
Sorry.
No, go.
Yeah, I think that was for me, like when I was looking for my partner or whatever, I wanted someone that saw me as an equal, not somebody that was like, I want a wife that's going to stay at home and da-da-da. I mean, I would love to stay at home and take care of the kids and whatever, but when I got out of my shitty narcissist relationship, I made a promise to myself. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm never going to put myself in a situation again where I'm financially dependent on somebody.
Exactly. We go through these relationships to know
We
what we
go
want
through
and what we
this.
don't want.
Yeah.
But then again, same happened to me. Same problem where after getting out of this, whatever, you feel like never more. And I worked, I had my wedding company that actually he encouraged me to build, because in his head also it was like, you're not going to stay home and just live the good life. You need to have an activity, bring the money, and you need to be an independent woman, because that was not the kind of man that would say, be home princess, here's the cash and you
This
are
is the
good
car,
to
go.
here's the car, This is another perspective. I'm not saying it's wrong, but from that kind of male character, it's not what I wanted. Also, for instance, in my wedding, my marriage, my husband actually gave me the time to take care of the baby for like 3 years where I didn't have to work, And this is the best thing I've done for myself. Like being a home, housewife and taking care of my kid. I loved doing it. But then I felt the need of getting out there and work and do some other activity, because all this baby, I was getting insane. I needed to be out there.
3 years. You did a long.
I did a long, until she went to pre-primary school. I was with her, taking care of her. No nanny, nothing. Just my mom helping from time to time. And I'm super glad I did it. But today, I can say that I am super grateful that I have a partner where I have the choice. And still, I choose to write my book, do my weddings, go into my photography. But I know that I would be super unhappy to be if I had an obligation to have this office hours of structure of 8 to 5, and I know this wouldn't be my road anyway. I would still go and do my own business because I like to be my own boss, but I would never work for anyone if I feel like it. So I love to have the choice, and I love to take care of my daughter. I love to have free time. I love to, when she comes, I don't feel exhausted of the day of work, or where I'm my own boss also, and I can just choose what amount of stress I'm willing to take. Where I want to go with this is that when you are not your own boss, you have a family to run. You have your husband that is wanting his part of masculinity and he needs a woman at home. He will not. How many times did this happen before? Like, you're too tired for
Needs attention.
Yeah, you don't have time, man. Not tonight, not tomorrow, not the day after. You're exhausted. And this gets where there is an imbalance, where you can't be everything to everyone. And somehow we ask this situation, because being a housewife was no more like, oh my God, she doesn't do anything of her life. She's just staying home and taking care of the kids. Society also pressure you to become someone that you didn't
the perfect mom, the perfect wife.
Yeah, you have to be perfect in everything.
Yeah.
And if you don't work and have your own money, you're scared that you will get screwed and you will end up with nothing. And it's a choice. But how many of us point fingers to these women who choose to stay home and take care of their kids and see them as, oh my God, they're so lazy, they don't do anything? Or you're just like there's a nice word for desperate housewife,
Yeah.
I mean, we put etiquette on, we categorize every woman, us women, we categorize, we complain, we want things that we don't want. It's messy. So what would be the real good combo? I don't know. And if you're expecting your husband to be a provider, yes, why not? This is real also. If today's time, it's wrong to see the man as a provider, because then you are ashamed to women because you don't want your independence, well, whatever. It's difficult. You don't know anymore what to be.
Well,
I want my husband to be a provider.
Yeah.
I think.
Go ahead.
No,
Go. Sorry, that was a bit long.
No, but I think everybody's relationship looks different, right? Like, someone that their relationship might work best with a different dynamic than somebody else. And like, that's the whole point of dating, is to find somebody that aligns with the lifestyle that you want to build and create together.
Sorry.
No.
No, go.
No, I'm not saying like, and I don't want to say like, oh yeah, like you need to don't be a housewife. That's not what I'm saying at all. Like, but I think ultimately, to me, in my experience, in my opinion, the biggest factor is communication and honesty in the relationship. And I think as long as you have that, everything else kind of follows after that and falls into place. Like, and that was a big thing for me, that for my husband and I, that I realized like, okay, this is my person, because basically right off the bat from dating him, I felt comfortable in, like, he provided a safe space for me to be honest and open, and vice versa. And we do have really strong like communication, stronger than any other relationship that I've ever had, even really with friends, even like, and
that's good.
Yeah, I think that, I know we're like kind of shitting on guys, but like there are really good men out there, and I think like I don't want it to come across as like, oh yeah, fuck men. Like that's not how I feel at all.
No, that's not what we're saying.
No, but
I feel like communication in relationship, but also understanding. You can't, I don't think relationship should be 50-50. It never is 50-50. I think it's important to have each other's back enough that when you see your partner can only give 40
10, you're
today because
90.
he's tired, or I don't know, for whatever fucking reason, he's not well, he's sick, he's having other things to focus on. So you have to give that 60 to the house, to the whole foundation
To
of
the
your
package, yeah.
relationship. It will never be 50-50. I don't agree with that. Yes, you both bring something to the table,
It's a
but
support.
sometimes
Sometimes
you will have to give a
support him,
little more,
sometimes he
and
will support you.
sometimes he will have to give a little more, and this is where you find a balance. But you will not get there without communication and without understanding. Now, if you sit down with your partner, you come home, you're tired, you're exhausted, you had a very hard day, you dealt with all sorts of bullshit, and you come home and you're like, I can't. Or he says he can't, and you're like, don't worry, I got you. Today I'll do it. But then it's important that that comes back to you as well.
Exact.
And you will not get that from anyone. You will only get that from a person who knows how to communicate and who knows how to understand and who knows how to listen.
That's why the base of a good relationship is when both of person are good in themselves.
Yes.
Because most of the time
Yes.
we search on the other person, we search the other person to fix us, or we reject all our frustration on the other person, or these kind of things that is not good.
Yeah.
But
It's hard to
quite
be, it's very hard to be in a relationship like that. It's very hard to be in a relationship where you think you can count on the other person, but in fact you can't, because you come home from your long day as a mom. I'm just going to speak up for the mothers and women. You come home, you go to work, your kids are now a bit bigger, your kids go to school, you go to work, you deal with whatever shit you have to deal with during the day. You come home, your day is not over. Your day is over only when you put your ass to bed.
Yeah.
But then most of the time you still have to work.
Yeah.
So, but then the men they come home. Do they help you with the dinner? Do they help you with the laundry? I feel like it's so easy nowadays because everyone has maids as well. So the men will be like, oh, the maid will do it the next day.
No one has a maid. Come on. Well,
there are people who do. I'm not, I'm looking at the whole picture. I'm not talking only about myself or whoever. But men tend to come home and that's it. Their day is over. It's very rare that the man will come home and be like, let me help you chop the onions. Let me help you fold the laundry, which would be great. But I feel like a lot of men feel like they are less of a man when they start helping around the house. But it's our house. It's our family.
That's once
it's
again
our...
because of society, because of mentality, because it was
No,
like this
not
since,
always.
Yeah.
It's not society. It's the way of
They
bringing.
were raised also.
It's the way
It's
that
the
they
way
were
raised.
raised.
Yeah, but why they were raised
Because
raised
their
like
mothers
this?
and fathers were raised
Because
like that.
since back on the time, it was like this.
True, also.
And
Father worked,
it
mother was
never
home.
changed. It never changed.
The father sat on the sofa, did nothing while mommy came from
Now, maybe
from
in
work.
Europe, US, where you are in this open-minded country, something changed because also men started living by themselves, so they have to do laundry, they have to cook, they have to. But most of the time, once they have a wife,
Yeah, I feel like
Bye.
my experience in the States is that it is much more balance in the house now. Like men
Which is
are
great.
involved with the kids, change diapers, help with
And it's
dinner.
good to hear that men like this exist. There's hope.
yeah, they exist.
There are good men out there.
I'm not saying there isn't. I'm not saying there isn't. I haven't found that person yet. And it took 2 long, hard relationships to learn that, and for me to learn what I want and what I do not want. And I think now I will know straight away how to see the, let's say, potential or the red flags or the green flags. It will be a lot easier for me. But I had to go through shit to get to where I am right now. And for now, honestly, I prefer to be alone. I honestly prefer to do everything alone. I became a single mom when my youngest daughter was just 9 months old. And I already had the 2 under 5. So I had 3 kids under 5. And then I quickly got into a relationship where I still felt like a single mother, even though I had a partner. But everything I was providing for the kids, I was on my own. And it's not like the dad of the kids was supporting me, I don't know, with what amount of
Insane money, yeah.
Yes, my partner did provide us a roof over our head. I can't say no, yes, but everything else outside that, it was all on me.
Yeah, and sometimes just what we need is just an emotional support, you know?
But
Because-
even that I didn't
yeah,
get.
because most of the time we complain, I have to do this, I have to do that, everything is on me.
So
that
it
can be
really,
okay because
so
some women can do it.
I can do it, and I feel
Exactly,
I'm
I
okay
can do it. You
doing
can
it.
do it. But
I can do it, but I don't want to do it.
Exactly.
This is a difference.
I don't want
I
to.
know
I
I
want-
can, but
and-
I want a man by my side that say, "Let me do it," even though I know I
Not
can.
even let me do it. It's getting
Let me
home.
do it. I want to do it. You know.
It's not even that. It's getting home and hearing, I understand you. You
yeah,
had
exactly.
a long,
The emotional
hard day.
support.
Let me give you a hug.
Exactly.
I'm
The
not going to
emotional
try to
support,
fuck
because
you
indeed-
tonight. Let me just give you a hug.
Oh yeah, that's the.
Because
It's what I always thought. That, yeah, I can do it. Everything is on me. Okay, but where are you? Where are you? Emotionally, you know?
I think
Something that understands you, something that supports you, something that is there for you.
it all comes down to choosing the right partner.
I will.
And
I
do the
wanted
right
to
fishing.
actually right now underline this
Yeah.
and highlight this. This exists. Okay.
Yeah, for sure exists.
It's real.
But,
You can find this person that is mature enough, that grew also, that had his path, that learned from his own mistakes with his past partners, that don't want to repeat the same pattern also on his side, and that wants to treat you good. I mean, when you have two people like this that have learned, that had their bad experience, that have evolved and know exactly how they want to be treated and how they want to treat their partner, when these two people meet, it's just to actually give the best to each
yeah,
other.
but most of the time, when you find this kind of relationship, the second marriage, when
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
40, 50, because most of the
Yeah,
time,
well, it
when you
is
get
real.
married very young, like 20, 25, 30, you're not so mature to
Then
do
you
this
grow
kind
with your
of,
partner. Then you learn to
Yeah.
grow
or you
with
grow
your
with your
partner.
partner. So that's why, and another time, you need both to be open-minded and wanted to grow in the relationship, put in a lot of effort. So
It's work. It's not easy.
it's work,
Of
like I
course
said
it's
before.
work.
It's easier to go and let's go sign
Okay,
the
it's
divorce.
over. Let's cheat. Let's find
Yeah.
someone else. Let's change.
Or
Let's start over.
In a
Yeah.
second, third relationship, you can find someone like you said.
Yeah.
But it's another story. It's another. I mean,
Yeah, it's another battle. Yeah.
If we could just send a message to the men, please listen to your partner, your wife, the mother of your kids. Be there for them. Listen. She's not complaining. She's just probably tired. And exhausted of doing shit alone. And if you are the man that comes home and puts his feet up and just waits for your
Dinner
rice
and
to
foot
be
massage.
served, please don't. It's exhausting. It's draining. And then you look at your exhausted wife and you're like,
Yeah, she's not hot
she's
anymore.
not even attractive anymore. And
Oh,
then you
let
go
me
cheat.
swipe.
And then you go cheat. And then there's the hole just becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So if I could just say that, help out, listen. It's not bitching, it's basically crying for help. If you hear your wife, your girlfriend, your partner complaining, that you call complaining, but she's just trying to communicate, but she's now so exhausted that she can't find any other way apart from, let's say, shouting or repeating the same thing
And
over
nagging
and
and
over.
nagging, what you call nagging.
It's not, it's a cry for help. So what you need to do is just make her tea, sit her down and be like, I got you, girl. What do you need help with?
I think that's like
How
the most
can I help
romantic
you?
thing.
I
but
know,
it- but
right?
it-
What's
it
wrong, baby? What
exists.
can I do for you?
Yeah.
Let me help you.
But when I saw my partner in distress or not okay, even though I knew I couldn't help him, I would ask, how can I help
How
you?
can
You
I
are a
help you?
woman. You know that woman
But
comes
exactly,
from
I
Venus
give-
and men come from Mars.
I
We
give-
have different
Mindset.
mindset, different brain.
I give what I would like to
we
have
work
in return.
differently. You know.
I think naturally women are more nurturing as well. Like
Yeah,
just
we
in
are more
general.
emotional. It's our emotions that
I'm
make us who
sorry,
we are.
if I were a man, I would want to protect my women, and
Exactly. I would want to be a man.
I would want to
because
be a
I
man.
feel like men
I
now
would
want to
nurture
be
her.
Where are
I
real
would hold
men now?
her.
Where are real men now? Men does the nails, does this, does that. Come on. Sorry.
If I were a man, I would like treat my woman like my God, you know.
I feel like men
Goddess.
nowadays.
Yeah, and if I saw her
lost
cry, I think it
themselves.
would break my heart.
No, I feel like men now want the princess treatment from the man. They want from the woman.
From
sorry,
the woman, yeah.
They want to be worshipped. They want women to obey. But you're not gonna get that just because you're gonna look at her nicely,
No,
or because you're gonna buy her coffee one time.
No, but because some men think like this, because they bring the paycheck.
Yeah.
Well, again, it goes
But
back
then
to what
again,
you're
They
saying.
deserve
Yeah.
this treatment.
They deserve this obedience because I'm paying for all your shit. So
But it goes back to what you're saying. It ultimately always comes down to who you choose. as the
Yeah,
partner.
exactly.
Like,
also true.
Mhm.
This is true.
like
Choose wisely.
Choose wisely.
Choose
Choose
wisely
wisely,
and
choose
ladies.
wisely.
Yeah.
Choose wisely, ladies.
Don't settle.
So what is
Don't
love?
say I would like the
So
post
where-
said.
where is
Some
love?
guy will take you on a trip to Dubai or whatever. Some other will take you on a trip to the.
No, some will
Azil.
take you to a trip to a
A
therapist.
therapist, yeah. What is love when you
Where
choose?
is love when you choose?
What do
What-
you mean? You're scaring me.
Sometimes you fell in love and
Ah, yeah.
That's it.
Well, yes, but now that I'm almost 45, I know that just
Love is
falling
just,
is love. Falling in love. Love is
Yeah.
important, but
It's important.
any wise women will tell you today, after struggling, that love won't pay your bills. Love won't help you out when your kid is in hospital
No.
and your husband is hopeless and not working and an alcoholic. And I mean, love is super important. This is the difference
But it's
also
not
where you
enough.
go in a relationship just for money and no love, or you go for a relationship for love but no money. I mean,
no, I completely agree with you because we were talking about the fairy tale that doesn't exist in the end.
the fairy tale.
So
I think it can get close enough if you find the right person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
can
you
get
have
close.
to
It will
know
never be
what you
perfect,
want,
because
and-
relationships are not perfect. I am not
I know,
perfect. We
yeah.
are not perfect, but it can get close.
And
Just
I
to
think-
satisfy you and make you sleep good at night.
Valentina, you want, for instance, you know, like let's say you had a super great life because you were an air hostess. You traveled the world. You were in beautiful places, and you know what you want to continue achieve, and you want to continue living. And you know that if tomorrow, let's say you are in Brazil and you're on the beach and you fall in love deeply with the man that is cleaning the beach, let's say. This is super like a big Cupido, ping, you're in love. Nobody tells you not to do this. You can do it, but then don't cry because you don't have the lifestyle that you wanted for yourself. You know, there's always a choice, not only in the person, but in the lifestyle that you choose. And for some people, for instance, for many women, they won't sacrifice the comfort they have just for love because they fell in love. They won't jeopardize a bad relationship with a husband that they're not crazy about that, but give them a good life for the love of their life, but riding a bicycle, you know, you always have a choice. It's true that you won't have the perfect combo of everything, but then again, it's you choose what you want for yourself.
that's for sure, 100%.
So then this is where you have the women that want the love and no comfort whatsoever. They don't care. And the women that won't sacrifice the combo for That's my opinion.
No, I completely agree with you. But you come to this after years.
Yeah,
I
after
think,
years, after maybe 3, 4, 5 divorce.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Shit.
So what is
No,
this? Be cynic?
I'm cynical because unfortunately what we taught is not what really serves you in real life. And when you're a little kid, a little girl, you want the big love story and you don't care. You don't look anything that is around, like the real thing you need for the relationship to thrive. You know, he's an alcoholic, but I love him. We will go for it. We will fight everything. Oh, he's a drug addict. Oh my God, yeah. It doesn't matter. We will go through it together.
I will help him.
I will help him go through out of this. No, I think at some point you have
Oh.
to be selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point you are selfish and you choose what you want for yourself first and you go for that. And there's nothing wrong in choosing whatever you choose, you know? It's your life.
You won't know until you try.
Exactly.
I think we are going out from the subject. Sorry.
No, you won't know
It's
until you try. So
relationship.
if it's going
It's
to take you 5
relationship.
men to know what you want, what you don't want,
Relationship. And we've all had a lot.
Yeah.
But the thing is that
I didn't have a lot. I had 2 serious
But you
relationships.
had 2 long ones.
Too
You had
long.
2 long. I had 3.
At the end of the day, now
one.
that I look back, the last one, as much as I thought it was a serious relationship, it wasn't.
But it's only now that you can.
Now that I can say that,
you
I
can
thought
say
I
that.
was in a serious relationship, but
You
now-
were in a serious. You
the other side,
gave
yeah.
yourself like in a serious
But I
relationship.
had my marriage. I married when I was 19, going 20.
Wow.
Yeah, please don't judge.
No, we're not judging,
Yeah.
but that is super young.
Yeah, well, what do you know? You know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're still trying to figure out who you are.
Exactly. And then I had my first child.
you were 21, right?
20.
20.
I was 20. And here I am. It was my husband, then it was my other partner.
And you're definitely not that girl when you were 19.
Oh my God,
Today,
no, thank
Grace, you're
God,
not
no.
that. And
Thanks
in 10
God.
years, I will meet you and you won't be the girl of today.
And that's very good. I can't wait to see myself in 10 years, 5
Exactly.
years. I'm actually looking forward to that. Like, I couldn't wait to turn 30. It was literally the best day of my life because I felt like I was a big girl.
It's not.
And my 20s, my 20s took so long to end.
When she'll
But
go
I don't
to
want to go
40.
to
What
50,
you went through.
I'm
Not
not
now.
I don't care. I don't
No,
care
no.
about going to 50. I think
No.
my confidence in myself today is what I wish my younger self had. That would have avoided so many stupid mistakes, you know?
But it made you who you are today.
Yeah. And I'm glad I did everything I did because then this is who I am today. But this is why we go back to the conversation about my daughter and me trying to tell her everything I can so that she doesn't make the same mistakes. I know it doesn't work like this.
Do you know how many more times you will have to repeat
I wrote a
yourself?
book for that, you know?
You will have to repeat yourself for the next
but I wish
10
this,
years.
But this was my main motivation for writing this book. Like, I
I get
really
you.
want to...
I get you.
If women, the younger they are, they could read and know, I hope I can make a slight difference in their choice making of their partner and whom they're gonna marry. Because
Or not marry.
Or not marry. Definitely, whether you believe or not.
You know, when I came out of my marriage, I was like you. I hated even the word marriage. And if someone mentioned a wedding or like they were talking, and I'm like, shit, people still get married.
Oh my God. I don't know why I never got that
Oh
yucky
my
on
God.
marriage. I think I'm an internal romantic. I still believe.
I
and
hated it at some point. I hated the idea of marriage, the idea of that, because I guess I was
yeah,
so
you're
badly
jaded.
hurt, and yeah, so
I don't hate marriage. It's just that you don't need the marriage to
But-
be
a marriage doesn't equal a healthy relationship. It
You
doesn't
don't
equal a
need
good
those
No.
pants,
relationship,
to
you
but-
don't
be-
need those bracelets, you don't need this sweater, but yet you want to have it, right?
But it's for me, for myself. Marriage is not for myself. I mean, to be in a good relationship, in a couple with someone, in a healthy relationship, you don't need the marriage. You just
I
need
do.
to be happy with the person you are with, and it's
Valentina
it.
will marry herself,
Oh my
and
God,
that's
I
enough.
see it like
Yeah.
like a little exclusive club. And I know I'm going to hear a lot of, for me, actually, I know that a lot of women don't like to take the name of their man.
You want the name.
I want the name
It's
of
just
my
here
man.
that you take you. Hey,
See, listen to the
seriously.
Italian now.
No, in Italy, no. You still keep your name, your family name, and that's it.
No.
In
Here
Poland,
you,
in London, you take the
you
husband's
take the
name.
husband's name, but
Here,
it's a choice.
on your
you can
ID?
choose.
Yes.
You will
Your
change your ID.
passport, everything is
you
changed.
change.
No, no,
See,
no,
this is
no.
horrible. This is horrific for you, but for me,
It's like losing your
nice.
identity.
You can keep
No.
both.
No,
But
here they ask me which one do you want? It's okay. I mean, but still, it's like giving the man the
But for
power
you,
to decide, to do everything, to do.
no, it's your
where-
choice.
No,
It's
your
your
choice.
choice. Because it wasn't imposed to me to
Yeah,
take
but
the
someone
name.
told me, but it's better you take the name of your husband.
No, you
No,
don't have
me, I
to.
just
It's a
take
Yeah,
it
but it's
because
your
it's
name.
cool.
It's your choice. Like,
I know I might be having like a lot of enemies in this podcast, but seriously,
You
this
won't.
is my personal opinion. I love getting married, and taking the name of my husband is like an
You
honor.
just said that as if you get married every week. I love getting married.
I'm a wedding planner. Sorry.
and if you're
Yeah.
getting married, contact Sandra for.
If you're getting married, contact Sandra on weddingsbysandrap and .com. We can go continue.
But I also I love being married, and
See,
like I love being like, this is my husband.
Exactly.
like,
It's
and
calling
this
the other
is like,
person your husband and your wife.
Oh, my
Yeah,
husband,
and it's
my
just-
husband.
I guess when you were someone, I think it was you asking like, or you like, do you feel different? I don't feel like the dynamic of our relationship changed. I don't feel like there's something there now that we didn't have
that we
before.
didn't have before, yeah.
But I do feel like
We will talk about this when you will have the first kid. Then you will tell me. Sorry.
No, it's not
Sorry.
always like that.
This is
but
Not always.
I do feel like we're not that we weren't a family before we were, but like now it's like this is
real.
our new family
Family,
moving
yeah.
forward, you know? And like I have his family now as my family, and that's awesome. And I'm very lucky to have great in-laws and things that I get along with
She's
very
got
well. But
everything great, you know, the husband
I'm not trying
and
to-
the
no,
in-law.
I'm not trying
but
to say,
I
like-
understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because anyway, it will change the balance of the relationship.
Of course, but then you see how
and you need to be able to manage this new situation because you, as a
Yes.
woman, everything will come natural.
But then again,
But,
if she
yeah,
feels like
and-
she found
Yeah,
the
if
right
you choose
guy,
the right one, but the right one, how many chances do you have to find the right one? I would say 3 on 10. Huh? So yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit negative on this side, but yeah. So once again, you
worried
need
about
to
it.
be. No, I believe in this, but it's a fucking effort.
of course
It
it's
is,
effort.
yeah.
But like
It is.
everything
It
else in
is.
a relationship
Everything
is
else in a
effort.
No,
relationship.
because when you say, it must be, it should be like this, like this, like this, like that, it's like
I'm not
No,
saying
no,
it's
no,
like
no,
fine.
no.
This,
She
but you-
asked me what I wish for in a relationship.
Oh, good luck.
So this is what I asked. I'm not even looking for a relationship.
I mean, but no. Okay, let's clarify this. I think that what we all want to say
Dan
here
is dying
that
at the back. Huh? That's what I'm
It's-
saying.
I
He's
think
dead.
that relationship is hard, but with the right partner,
Breathe, Dan.
with
Breathe.
the right partner, it's less hard.
Yeah, of
When you have the wrong
course.
partner, it's
But-
10 times harder to see the light at the end of the tunnel. That if you have someone in the relationship with whom you're building your life that is supportive, that communication is good. He understands you. You open up about what you're feeling. He open up. You are supportive towards each other. I mean, this is what we want to get there here. Like marriage, wedding, relationship, with or without a ring, is easier when you have someone by your side that is supportive and that is actually not a fucking bully.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like going back to what you said, you will see when you have your first child. I don't agree with that. Maybe there's a higher percentage of this being the problem of, I don't know, cause of divorce or separation or whatever. But out of experience, yes, I did separate from my husband, but when I had the kids, I cannot complain that he didn't show up for the kids. It's only when after shit started to go down. But for the kids, I can't say that he never woke up at night, that he never fed, that he never bathed. In fact, he was the first one to bath those newborn babies because I was scared. Like, I can't say that as soon as I gave birth, it became a problem. He did wake up
I'm
at
not
night. He
saying that
did
it's
do the
always
feeding.
like
He did
this,
change
But it
nappies.
changed the balance.
He did. It's only after, with time, maybe it was my fault, maybe it was both of our fault. The marriage didn't last, but it was nothing to do with the kids.
No,
Yeah,
but
and I think
it's full of men like this, huh? But it's not so. It's not.
But I understand where you're getting to. I mean, it's true that when you're just you and your partner, there is a balance that is disrupted when a baby comes in, and very often you will hear that couple would separate after their firstborn
because you are
because
not
it's-
the dynamic of the
100% for your
relationship's
man.
different.
the dynamic of the relationship is
Yeah.
different, but sometimes the man doesn't accept that you are not just his wife
No,
or
Exactly.
partner
That's some
your
anymore,
cases
attention is
that
not for
you
your
are
man. It's
a
not just for
mother
your
now.
man.
You know,
that's
your
some
time
cases.
is
It wasn't.
shared.
It wasn't my case.
Yeah,
It wasn't
not
my
all
case.
cases.
I think we handled having kids so young, especially because I'm a lot younger than few years younger than my ex-husband. But I think we handled kids coming into this world. I think we handled that quite well. And it's a personal thing what I'm going to share. It's only when I moved to Mauritius, my marriage started to go down. Because I saw things I've never seen before. So can I call it catfish? Maybe I was catfished. I don't know. But it's only when I moved here, far away from my family, far away from home, far away from everything. I was put in a country that I didn't know anyone, anything. I had kids, and this is when the relationship fell apart, not because we became parents.
Yeah. Well, I think we're coming to an end of this
Yeah?
one too.
Yeah. We'll wrap it up.
We will have to wrap this up.
But it's not finished.
Okay, go.
It's not finished.
No, no, no,
Definitely, there's a
no.
lot to say,
Yeah.
but
In another episode.
Okay.
so
Yeah, I think this is a very broad topic, so we'll definitely be touching other aspects of it in later episodes. But I appreciate you all for sharing your
personal
experiences and the dynamics of your relationship,
your beliefs and
yeah.
hopes in the perfect
Wishes.
husband.
And we would love to hear from the audience your thoughts on relationships.
Is
your
marriage important for you
experiences.
or not?
Do
Is
you
the
want a
wedding
ring or not?
You want a ring or not? If
Do
you
you
like
want
it,
to put a ring in
it.
that?
Should he put a ring on it? Is it important, Valentina?
I never had a ring.
Here we go. Okay, let's wrap this up.
Anyways, which is why I would
No,
want
it's not.
it.
It's not true. It's not true. But yeah.
But yeah, we know.
But yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And we will see you on the next episode.
Ciao.